What's up, guys? Today I'm not going to take much of your time because I just want to quickly mention this. As you all know, I own the Blackmagic 6K full frame, which is in the pocket design body, this particular camera, and I've owned that for about 4 months now. I am one of those that got this camera on sale when it was reduced at, I think, May this year, so I bought it at that time. And I was coming from the Ulsa 12K Blackmagic camera, so I personally don't like the length of that camera. I know this is being picky, but it's just too long for me. By the time I attach my V mount on that camera and a longer lens, maybe a zoom lens, it's just too long, and personally I don't just like it. So I opted for the FX6 at that time, and the Blackmagic was on sale. I personally love the B-roll codec, and I just went ahead and I bought the 6K full frame. But now the Pyxis is out. Now is the time. I know a lot of people got the 6K full frame at that time as well. So I would like to answer this question. If you own the 6K full frame, or you never own a Blackmagic camera, or you own the 4K or the 6K and you are thinking of upgrading to the Pyxis 6K full frame, Pyxis, Pyxis, P6, P6. Can that be the P6 Pocket 6? No, it's not Pocket anymore, so it's so whatever. So if you are thinking of upgrading to that from any of these, either the 6K full frame in this pocket design, or the whole 4K, or the 6K, or the 6K Pro, or the 6K G2, or you don't own any Blackmagic camera before now, should you buy the Pyxis over this? Because according to Grant, they said they have the same sensor. So I believe they are both similar in terms of image they produce. If not, it will be a little difference, like like the A7S3, the FX3, the FX6. They claim to have the same sensor, but really the image they produce looks a little bit different from each other, just a little bit. But I've seen the video from of Two Lands. The guy is actually doing an amazing job about Blackmagic camera. So he released a couple of videos about the Pyxis 6K. So if you've not seen it, just go ahead and watch those videos. He compared the Pyxis 6K and the 6K full frame, this design, side by side, and to be sincere, they look actually very similar. So in terms of what you are getting in image wise, so they are both similar, but the difference is the body design. So this is just the pocket design, and the Pyxis is the box design. So if you are thinking of getting the Pyxis or getting this camera, I would say you need to think about what type of work do you do and how do you do your job. So in my case, I'm a solo creator, and most of the time I'm on the gimbal, or highest is when I'm doing interviews, I place my camera on the tripod. And for what I do most of the time, I use the FXs as my main camera. So if I want something I will rig out, I will definitely rig out the FXs rather than rigging out the Blackmagic 6K full frame. Because personally, I think this is not the camera to rig out. I know a lot of people have rigged this camera out and the whole 6K Pro, G2, 6K Pro. But for me, I personally don't like rigging this camera. I like the way it is at the moment, just like this. And this is how I've been using it for over 4 months now. I just put in a battery. I know the battery sucks, but I'm used to that already. And the screen is wide enough for me to use. I personally prefer this screen than the FX's screen because it's even bigger. So I've been using this way, and I love it this way. So I'm not going to rig this camera up. But the FX's is a camera that I can rig up as the same as a Pyxis P6 camera. So that camera is a camera you can rig up. So if you want a camera you want to rig up, then go the Pyxis way. But if you just want the B-roll and the 6K, the full frame, the open gate, all of those, and you are not really particular about the rigging and all of it, you have to factor in the cost of buying external monitor, buying every of those accessories to the Pyxis to make it really look good, because you just don't want to buy that box and put a lens on and use that side screen. You definitely want to buy a monitor and a side handle and all of that. If that's what you want, that's absolutely fine. But if you want just a camera that you buy today and attach a lens and you can start using it, well, I think this is the one to buy. The 6K full frame is the one to buy. So, but if you think you have the accessories or you can get the accessories to make the Pyxis 6K work, and you know you want to rig your camera out or you want to use it as your A camera, then I think you should go the Pyxis 6K way. Personally, I'm still rocking this one on my gimbal and I love the way it is. There's no much to complain about this camera. I've released so many videos about this camera, and personally I love how it is. I love the image quality. I love the build. Personally, I love the build. I know it's not as like well built like the Pyxis 6K, but it gets the job done for me, and for what I paid, I don't think that's too much for this particular camera. So if you own this camera and you are thinking of upgrading to Pyxis 6K, maybe selling this one and buying the 6K Pyxis 6K, or you want to use one as A cam and the other one as B cam, that's absolutely fine. But if you don't own either of this camera, you are thinking of buying one and you know you don't actually need rigging up all of your equipment, or you don't have many accessories to rig up, or you don't have the budget to rig this camera up, instead of buying the Pyxis and just using it bare bone like that, why not purchase this one and save about 700 or 800 pounds, which you can use to buy a good light or a good lens. At the same time, you can get the 6K full frame on sale, used for like maybe 17 pounds, and you can save like a whole lot more compared to the Pyxis 6K full frame, and you can use that towards any other accessories you need. That's just my 2 cents. And if the Pyxis is actually the camera that fits what you do, I'm not saying don't buy the camera. I'm not saying it's not good. They are both the same camera. They perform like really good. The image coming out of this camera is really amazing, and I can tell the Pyxis camera produces the same image quality. So if the Pyxis is what will do your job really well, then buy the Pyxis 6K. Personally, I'm still rocking this, and I think I'll keep rocking this until I feel the need to upgrade to the 6K Pyxis 6K. Don't just because the Pyxis is coming out and everyone is talking about it, go ahead and put all your money in buying the Pyxis. At the same time, don't, because I said that, save your money and not buying the camera that will work for you, will meet your needs. So whatever your case is, but just think about either getting this one and saving a whole lot of money if you know you don't need to rig your camera up. And even this one, you can actually rig it up, but I personally just don't like rigging this camera up. I think it's very cute this way it is. By the time you start putting external battery, how you block the screen, you have to attach another screen, a lot of things added to this. I just think personally it doesn't really make the camera look cool again. But if you want a camera that you can actually rig up, I think the Pyxis 6K is the best one to buy. I personally might be waiting for the 6K Pyxis 6K Pro. Only God knows when that will be released, but till then, I will keep rocking this 6K full frame, and the image quality coming from this camera is amazing. And if you've not seen, I made a video recently comparing the Blackmagic 6K full frame with my FX6, and also I threw in the A7S III in that comparison video, and you can watch that on my channel at the moment. I was surprised with the results. The both look very similar, so in terms of image quality, you can't go wrong with either of all of these cameras nowadays. So like I said in that video, any camera produced like 5 or 6 years ago and has a 4K resolution can actually get the job done. Don't just because 4K 120, 4K 240, and only God knows when you will use a 4K 120 resolution when you are doing your job. I can't remember the last time I used 4K 120, even though all my camera can do 4K 120. But don't, because of the spec and all of that, just look at what you do and what you actually need and buy the right camera for you, because in the next 2 or 3 months another camera is out that is better in terms of quality and spec, and do you want to sell that one you just bought and buy another one? Don't follow the trend of just jumping over cameras and cameras. Just buy the one that solves your problem and solves your, just buy the one that actually fits your need. That's the right word to use. Well, that's all I have to say today before I start saying rubbish. I'll catch you guys in the next video.